and welcome back everybody. Are you ready to see the final of the Gentry Open finale? The final of the finale. That sounds awesome. We should really change that. So we have Stijn Bogaert on blue-red tutelage Rise versus Michiel van de Bussche, the foreign invader from St. Niklaas, on Temur. So green-blue emerge deck, splashing red for some sweepers. This is the finals. These players have survived 5 rounds of Swiss and 2 rounds in a top 8. Let's get to it. Michiel van de Bussche was first seed coming into this top 8, so he has been on the play every match he played and will be on the play here as well. 7 card hands, 20-point life totals. We're on their way for game number 1. Michiel starting with an island. Neither of these decks have turn 1 plays. Michiel has the Primal Druid to start things off. Primal Druid to start things off. So his deck is an emerge deck. It's built around smallish creatures that give an effect when they come into play, enter the battlefield, or when they die, and the emerge mechanics where he can play very big threats with a reduced cost if he sacrifices creatures. This way, in the mid game, he can plop some pretty impressive threats onto the board that usually have additional effects when they enter the battlefield. Stijn Bogaert is playing a control deck that has a combo finish in Sphinx's tutelage, where he tries to eat his opponent's library, or Rise from the Tides, where he summons a horde of zombies to kill his opponent in 1 or 2 swift attacks. So there have been some people that think Stijn would have had a more streamlined deck if he focused more on either the tutelage or the zombies, but apparently he has proven everybody wrong by finishing in all the way up into the finals already. Michiel has an I can't type anymore. Exultant Cultist, thank you Tom, and it gets killed with Galvanic Bombardment straight away. Stijn's follow-up is Sphinx's tutelage, so he is ready to start milling out his opponent. Every time he draws a card, he eats a piece of his opponent's library. And whenever the 2 cards he mills have the same color, the process repeats itself. Stijn also has his Splash Swamp available to him already. It's there to make sure that his Radiant Flames deals more damage and sweep for 3. Michiel sacrifices... not sure what he sacrificed to get his Lashweed Lurker into play. Bounces the tutelage to the top of Stijn's deck, and then Stijn replays it immediately. Pilgrim's Eye comes out for Michiel, get him in land, and leaving behind a nice little body to be sacrificed to a next emerge card. The tempo of this match is pretty high here. So Michiel gets the chance to develop his board quite nicely. Stijn is falling a little bit behind in this development. as Michiel comes in for a first attack. Because the Lashweed not only has a very disruptive ability, it also hits for a ton. Stijn mills 2 cards off Michiel's deck. And we're missing a bit of the card velocity that we've seen from Stijn's deck in the previous games where he was so successful. Please welcome back Sander and his broken kneecap.
Outpost desks aren't the best. Alright, so what's going on here? There's a Lashweed Lurker?
Yeah, Lashweed Lurker has bought quite a time bouncing the Sphinx's tutelage, got replayed, and is going on to the attack now. Not much more has happened.
That's a Pilgrim's Eye? Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. So 95 life, that's a pretty safe cushion for Stijn. Alright, so 9 life for Stijn. So, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stijn...
just looting with the tutelage?
Yes, Stijn has been somewhat unable to chain draw spells into each other at this point.
I noticed by the anti-graveyard pretty much.
Yes.
Alright, so upkeep. Deep Fiend probably. Ooh. Yeah, that's a... That could be an issue if Stijn doesn't have instant. Yeah, he scoops him up.
And we already get the first game. Wow, so Elder Deep Fiend wraps it up in favor of Michiel van den Bussche. And the score is 1-0 for the St. Niklaas team.
Yeah, so even though a lot of people were totally not in agreement that Temur was going to beat everything, it sure is looking like Temur is going to win this tournament. Of course, Stijn has some nice sideboard tools to bring in.
Yes, Stijn also has a Chandra Flamecaller who seems
who's
to love appearing at the exact time
he's very camera friendly. And Chandra is very good against Michiel's board. He's oftentimes going to have to trade her in for the board, but Chandra should be able to wipe the board almost every time. So that could be a pretty big swing if she does decide to show up. So, I thought you said Michiel didn't really have answers for the tutelage other than the lurkers in his sideboard?
Yes, he has no permanent answers to tutelage.
But I don't think the deck really needs permanent answers to tutelage.
As far as I remember, because we no longer have access to the deck list because the players now have them. They get to see their opponent's deck list before the match and during sideboarding.
Yeah.
So
because it wouldn't be fair.
It functions as notes. I think that was the Lashweed that got taken out of the deck. I would find that extremely surprising.
I found it surprising as well, since the lurker is just what's going to give you so much tempo gain against if Stijn is going to tutelage plan.
Yeah.
Alright, so not taking out Kozilek's Return, which I'm not sure is correct since you only play the 1, and sure it beats 1 Rise, but Rise is the only time it's going to be really relevant for you.
I would keep it in as well.
Yeah. We have 8 slots for the side against UR spells. Sure. Yeah, probably brings in some counter spells, some negates. Yeah.
But this, depending what you call blue-red spells, this deck has Sphinx's tutelage, which makes it a very different deck to play against.
And it has both tutelage and rise as different win conditions, so it does have several ways of coming at this matchup here. It's definitely going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah, I would keep in the Kozilek's Return as well.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it gets rid of 2 rises.
True. If there's 2 rises. Oh yeah. It does right. Do you have the choice with Kozilek's Return whether to cast it or not? Okay. So then it totally stays in. Alright, so this could be very interesting.
So Kozilek's Return.
Yeah,
may
you get the
exile
choice.
it
Alright.
and play it.
So this is going to be very interesting. I hope. I mean, it would be sad for Stijn to be mulliganing to 5 now.
Yes, let's hope for a nice and interactive
Yeah.
next 2 games.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or-
we're rooting
I mean-
for Stijn just so we have a 3rd game on camera.
Michiel can just be screwed now so he can actually have a game that's super exciting to the end, and it's actually for the finals, not just for the equalizer.
Yeah.
That could be cool too.
Something of note as well. How many of the cards in this deck are rotating out?
For Emerge, 0.
Yeah.
It's already my deck I'm playing after rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not splashing red
But
for
will-
Kozilek's return.
But will you beat vehicle chain?
I
mean-
don't think I can beat a train piloting a car, piloting a... No, I
A
don't.
goblin
Never
piloting
mind.
a car, piloting a
Train,
train,
piloting a
piloting a
bigger
bigger train.
I think it was a dwarf on the original post, but still.
Yeah.
There are no goblins or zombies on Kaladesh.
No goblins?
No goblins and no zombies on Kaladesh.
I'm okay with no zombies.
Liliana is on Kaladesh, but she's not bringing zombies.
But she can introduce them during Inter Revolt. Or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Alright.
we're bullshitting while these people are sideboarding because we have nothing to say during sideboarding except showing you this image again. Wow! Alright, we have the finals,
Actually-
but this guy has been too lazy to update
They're
it.
right there. They're right there in
Actually-
your Facebook.
Okay, this guy has been too lazy to actually download the
There
picture.
we go.
So, save picture. Yep. Bye-bye. Let's update picture, shall we? Bam!
I'm
Bam!
not too happy with the colors I use because it's like a Proximus commercial right now. Honestly.
I don't care, it's our colors.
But
There we go.
that totally looks like a Proximus ad.
And you just made it one by mentioning the name.
Yeah. So if you want to Proximus sponsor us, you can contact us at gentrymagic.gmail.com.
Yeah, Gentry will always have a blue theme as an agreement, sort of a color palette decision based on the yellow of Outpost
Magic.
and Belgic Magic,
Yeah.
and the pink of the Lady Planeswalker Society, which we are cooperating with and want kind of
We'll be cooperating
make-
with in the future.
make clear what is what and who is where and
Yeah.
stuff, you know. So let's see. Go back to the games. I think Michiel has a mulligan.
I see a bacon hoof.
4, 5, 6. Yeah. Sideboard 7. No, 7. No mulliganing. Sideboard.
mulliganing.
Can't English.
So I don't think Michiel can keep this.
Uh,
Oh, he did?
He disagrees.
I saw a bacon hoof and a elder beefeat and 0 other creatures, I think.
The decimator. You
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
It's the bacon hoof. Because
Bacon hoof?
it's a pig and it's a crater hoof, so it's a bacon hoof.
This you. I sense a disturbance in my forks. So
So both the evolving wilds going to fetch an island. Michiel's island, undoubtedly the more pretty island. There's
but
no
everybody
debate.
has them now.
Yes, but it's still more pretty than that one. I mean, if Stijn were playing like old border islands, I could agree.
White bordered.
What if it's pretty art? It's fine.
Okay,
So
let's get into the actual part of the game. Michiel has a primal druid in the wings already.
okay, that's pretty good.
Stijn doesn't have much to do. The only thing he could have played here is
So there's
tormenting
primal
voices.
druid, and I think killing that primal druid is pretty good if you can. It doesn't seem like it just plays
Why
the
would you?
tutelage. Because
It
you prevent the-
accelerates him.
yeah, but the primal druid itself accelerates him even more because 2 mana for emerge. Yeah, now that's the one you really want to kill, Foul Emissary. You forgot
So-
an H. And you might just as well put the whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit? I can't. I
Ps-
can't.
Sphinx's tutelage.
Help! Broken. Okay.
Foul Emissary, yeah.
Foul Emmy. There we go, Foul Emissary. So everybody knows what Sphinx's tutelage does in the meantime, right?
Foul Emissary, on the other hand, does a lot.
Adds a lot of text. I always keep forgetting the stupid bottom text.
It's very important.
Seems to me like it's good enough without that, but...
It's good enough without it, but with it, it's just insane sometimes.
It could have an extra power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without it, it could have an extra power, but I don't think it's really necessary. Not for that deck anyway.
Okay, let's focus on the important chisel.
Stijn missed the land drop? Yeah, I did.
Ja, we zijn bijna onder startpunt.
That's pretty bad for Stijn.
And again,
taking damage and gets sacrificed.
A wretched griff.
Yeah. So Primal Druid dies to the wretched griff. The wretched griff gets spell shriveled. So no, doesn't really lose. Because of the
It's actually interesting that he chose to sacrifice the druid instead of the emissary.
Yeah.
Because it would have been so much more pressure to kill the emissary.
True. Since now he doesn't really have anything to do with the emissary, and if Stijn just untaps with any removal spell, Michiel is in a way worse place.
Spell Shrivel took care of the wretched griff. And now Michiel has very little pressure, and Stijn
is going to be looking for a removal spell, so pitches in a gate, draws 2 cards, mills some more. Yeah, Stijn doesn't find a removal spell for Foul Emissary, and that could be pretty rough, considering the big boys we know are in Michiel's hand. He has 9, so that's enough for Deep Fiend.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be if Michiel just doesn't play. So I'm not quite sure what that is.
It's an Exultant Cultist. The one you draw card of.
When it dies, okay, yeah. And then a Duskwatch Recruiter. I keep forgetting that guy's name.
But now he can't play the Deep Fiend again.
Yeah. So I don't think that's correct. I think just trying to go for Deep Fiend and upkeep and tapping all the lands.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That's the play I would have gone for.
He's also forcing Stijn to actually play something in his own turn now.
Yeah.
Otherwise he gets the transformed version, and he
Stijn
might go crazy with...
Yeah. But Stijn just wiped the board here, so...
Yeah, Radiant Flames coming out.
I don't really see... I mean... Yeah. I totally not agree with the line of play here.
No, I think Exultant Cultist into the Deep Fiend would have been a much stronger play.
Yeah.
So we have another Cultist,
Duskwatch Recruiter, which immediately gets met with a Fiery Impulse, and in response he goes looking for creatures. And there we go, another Exultant Cultist in his hand. And the Duskwatch Recruiter is down for the count. So plays a second. Oh, goes for the Primal Druid.
Yeah, because he didn't have enough mana for the Cultist.
Right. It was Cultist, not... I thought it was a third Duskwatch Recruiter for some reason.
Easy there, Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so tutelage, milling some more emerge creatures. And there's a take inventory. The first of the game. Takes some time to get going, take inventory trains, but when they get going, oh boy.
Okay, so remember when we mentioned card velocity for Stijn and how important it is? He's rolling right now.
Yeah. Stijn is looking to be in an okay place to be on the game, to win in the game. But the Primal Druid into Deep Fiend and upkeep could be very troubling. So there's a Red Splash. And the Exultant Cultist. What's the cost on Deep Fiend? The Emerge one? It's 7, so yeah, it does have that mana available.
Yeah.
So in upkeep, yeah there we go.
Choosing to play it now. Sacrificing the Druid, actually. Okay.
I guess it gives him a better land base to just cast the Eldrazi off without emerging things.
He also has more power on the board.
Yeah.
The Druid
absolutely
has no
true.
power.
And Stijn just allowing him to be tapped. Not gonna counter the Deep Fiend. It would seem.
So he tapped him for mana.
Yeah, he tapped him for mana in response. And is now sending both those creatures to sleep. It's pretty fine. Buys him more time to just...
Yeah, and he has spell mastery, so these
Wait,
won't
why are
untap.
those not on that?
Why is he untapping his land?
Stijn?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
This is the 8th round these players are
Yeah.
playing. A double trigger from the
Yeah.
tutelage.
And
Something
while-
that's pretty rare with all these devoid
Yeah, true.
permanents.
True. It's also not really necessary.
Okay, creatures stay tapped down because they're asleep.
Yeah.
Staying still at a healthy life total.
Yeah,
I
not
think he
really
would
under
have
pressure.
liked to be drawing into a little bit more lands.
Probably. At least one more, I think. But if with a proper chain, he can just get going right now. I think Michiel doesn't really have more than 20 cards in his deck left. Yeah, no,
No.
not at all. It'll
Dun 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 dun.
yeah. So there's
Welcome to
pages.
Windows 10.
Port of Ages gets negated straight away, and that's a pretty powerful play for Michiel here. It's basically a time walk. And there's the bacon hoof.
Bam!
And that is lethal. Amazing.
And like that, Michiel van der Bussche becomes our 3rd League Standard Gentry winner.
Yeah,